Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Chillin With Chase podcast here on the Chillin With Chase YouTube channel and Chillin With Chase Spotify feed. If you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell to get notified whenever I upload a video or go live, and make sure you guys follow all my social media in the description box down below. Today, we got ourselves a special episode. We are talking about Wrestelkingdom 17 from New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I am not alone. I decided to bring some friends, some from the Around the Point Network, some from Fightful Overbook. First, we got my good brother, the leader of the Around the Point Network, the host of the Around the Point podcast and all the shows on the Around the Point Network. We got ourselves HeelSteven. HeelSteven, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm still moving, still getting it done. What a day.
What a day. Steve was one of the New Japan people that stayed up over the night to watch it. I, on the other hand, have a full-time job. I can't do that anymore. I'm too old. I'm washed. I can't do that. But someone who's not old, someone who's not washed, a young up-and-comer in what we used to call the IWC, but now not anymore. A young up-and-comer in the wrestling media. You can see him on shows on Fightful Overbooked. You can see him write for Fightful.com. We got ourselves Kaden. Kaden, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm very tired. I also stayed up all night, and then I slept from around like 6:30 a.m. my time until 3 p.m. But then I watched Dynamite, and I'm still just, I need a full night's sleep.
You know what, guys? New Year's Dash is right around the corner. By the way, this is being recorded before New Year's Dash, so we are not going to talk about any events that happened at New Year's Dash. So don't write in the comment section or tweet me at ChaseOliver68 being like, but Chase, at New Year's Dash, this happened with so-and-so. I didn't watch it yet because it hasn't happened yet because we're recording this before it. But nonetheless, boys, Wrestelkingdom 17 happened last night. And I got to say, quite possibly one of the best professional wrestling shows I've ever seen in my life. You know, I want to hear your guys' scores for this event first before I give you guys my score. I want to know where you guys rank this. You guys can do it out of 5, out of 10, a letter grade, whatever you guys feel comfortable giving. Kaden, I want to hear your score first. What did you give Wrestelkingdom 17?
This was a hard score to figure out because I really loved both main events. And the matches themselves, I really enjoyed. The last 3 matches I thought were really good. The opening was good, and then everything in the middle was perfect. It was good. Like nothing was bad. However, I think I'm gonna give it an A-, simply because I thought some of the matches should have gotten way more time. It felt like they were rushing because you had the co-main events that were going 35. They were both went around 34, 33 minutes with entrances and finishing everything 45 minutes for your co-main events each individually. So you had a lot of time there. So you needed to kind of shorten down the main or the undercard. And I felt that in those matches that should have probably gone 15 minutes and a lot of them ended up going 10.
I got to give it an A. I thought for New Japan, what they've gone through the last couple of years with the pandemic, this felt like a big crowd. It felt like, one of those shows of the year. It felt like the crowd was finally getting into this, Just like Kaden said, I felt like every match flowed. I thought the co-main event and main event delivered. And we're looking at right now the show of the year. And the year just started.
Yeah, Wrestelkingdom normally delivers there. I'm with you guys. I gave this show a 9.5 out of 10. Now, I rarely give shows 9s. See, the thing is, I grade wrestling shows on, can I show this to someone and can they get involved with the product? And this is a perfect show to show someone. Like, mine is a never open weight championship match. Every match on this card, very serviceable, very good. Your top 4 acts are in the co-main and the main event. And guess what, guys? They have history that you can go back and watch a lot of on New Japan World with Okada, with Ospreay, with Omega, with Jay White. There's a lot you can watch in New Japan World. So someone who just subscribed to New Japan World and they love that Ospreay versus Omega match, guess what? You have a whole catalog of Ospreay and Omega matches you can go back to today. Same with the Okada and Jay White. So that's why I said, man, this is the perfect show. And then not only that, delivering on the expectations. People were expecting this show to be a banger, to be good. And sometimes the expectations don't always hit. This hit from the matches. This hit from the worst kept secret in professional wrestling and Mercedes Moné debut. We were spoiled tonight. We were spoiled from Wrestelkingdom 17. This was really good. Like I said, this would have been a 10 out of 10. But some, like you guys said, some of the middle card matches, could have gotten a little bit more time. Could have been a lot better executed. I mean, that never openweight championship match, that had no business being on this card. That was terrible. That was one of the reasons why this show didn't even get like a 9.75 from me, was just because of that never openweight championship match. It's like the most skippable match. I don't think anyone will be sitting there in their lives saying, man, I got to go back to watch Tama Tonga versus Carl Anderson for that never openweight championship. Before we talk about some of the big matches that happened on this card, Kaden, what were some of the lesser known matches that a lot of people won't be talking about on their podcast that you want to give a shout out to?
I think everyone's going to end up talking about the co-main event, obviously, but I think people are going to end up overlooking the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Title 4-way match.
Great match.
It was Hiromu Takahashi defeating Taiji Ishimori, El Desperado, and Master Wato. That was the match that got the third most amount of time on the show, on the main card, and I thought this was phenomenal. It was move after move after move. It's what you'd expect from the junior heavyweights. So if you're not a fan of spot fests, then I don't think it's for you. But I am. I like spot fests, especially when I'm about to go into 2 30-plus minute matches. I need something very exciting that's going to get me pumped, get me really just I'm ready to go in to these matches that are going to take forever. So I thought this was just phenomenal. Phenomenal placement, really good match. Everybody killed it.
Steve, what about you? What's an underlooked match before we get into the big three themes that most people are going to be talking about?
I'll have to agree with Kaden on this one. I felt like the fatal for the junior heavyweight title was fucking amazing. You know, Takahashi, he delivers. Desperado is just fucking Desperado. Master Wato, I wasn't really familiar with going into the show. And I came out of it, you know what? He had a good showing. And same thing, for Taiji Ishimori. Fucking amazing.
For me, it's that debut of that ugly belt, the IWGP TV title match. Zack Sabre Jr. versus, how do I say his last name again? Kaden Narita? Is that how I say his last name?
Narita.
Rin Narita. That was a good match. I actually didn't think I was going to enjoy it. I said, man, Zack Sabre Jr., he's one of those wrestlers where it's like, man, he kind of needs like 20 minutes because he takes so long with his joint manipulation style. Like, I like watching it, but normally I was like, you're labeling this guy, you're limiting this guy to 15 minutes. 15 minutes? Like, that's all we get of Zack Sabre Jr. I thought they did a great job with this match. I thought it was actually really good and really enjoyable for what it was. And then also shout out to the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team title match. I thought that was a good match as well with FTR and God, why am I freaking messing up those guys' names? It's because their names are hard to pronounce, man.
It was Bishamon, Yoshihashi, and Hiromu.
I know their name. I was trying to say their tag name, Bishamon. Just think of like a Digimon or Pokemon, and then we got the name right there, Bishamon. But yeah, that was a good match as well. But one match that kind of disappointed, I guess you could say, on the card, but I think more people were disappointed on the time, was the IWGP Women's Heavyweight Championship match. But we all understood why it didn't get the time that it needed, because we were waiting on one thing and one thing only, and that was the debut of Mercedes Moné, the artist formerly known as Sasha Banks. Now, look, I know her name's Mercedes Moné. Just for this podcast episode, I'm going to be saying Sasha Banks on some certain themes and certain topics that we're going to be talking about, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going to know her as Sasha Banks. And if I keep saying Mercedes Moné, you guys are going to be like, who's that? You got to get used to the name. I totally understand. But Steve, what was your thoughts when you saw Mercedes Moné come out after Kairi in this situation, retained her IWGP Women's Heavyweight title?
I mean, you're just waiting for the inevitable to happen. Like, yeah, the match was short, but you're just waiting. It's happening, and it's any matter of time now, and it happened. She showed up. I think Big Mike said it on the watch along. It has like a crisscross, like inspired theme. She embraced, shook her hand, and just laid her out and laid out her challenge.
I thought her debut was fantastic. And obviously I was a little disappointed by just how short the women got, because I thought in their 5-minute sprint, they had a great match. But I mean, they did the debut, and the debut was fantastic. I thought the video package that they did before was great. Her outfit was phenomenal. I need to know if she ended up going with the same designer, her husband. I don't want to say the name wrong because I always forget his name, but
I think it's Mikaze.
Mikaze, I think that's his name. Yes, he's really good, and I want to know if he actually designed that because it didn't look like his normal designs, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. The hair was great. Her promo was good. I know someone said that she had the WWE stench on her in the promo, and I was like, no, I don't agree with that. I think it was a good promo. The DDT was definitely botched, but shit happens. It's bound to happen in wrestling. So everything else I thought was great. I'm really excited that they're doing the match in the United States in San Jose, which is an important city for Sasha. It's where her best friend's from. So I think it's going to be really good, and definitely looking into flying to San Jose for that.
Battle of the Valley that will be taking place in February. I thought the debut was perfect. The music, for me, I wasn't a fan of the theme. Like her just saying money. It didn't sound like she was into it when she was saying money. It just sounded like money, money, money as that theme song played in the background. So I wasn't big on the theme. Everything else, the hair, the presentation, the entrance, the botched DDT, that's gonna happen. I felt she should have just went with the simple clothesline, but then again, you don't want to step on the GOAT's toes by doing a rainmaker early in the night. So I totally understand. But I was super happy seeing her back in professional wrestling. And I just want your guys' thoughts as a whole on the whole Sasha Banks situation. I mean, she left WWE on controversial terms to most people. Most people will say they're controversial terms. But what are your thoughts on this whole situation that has unfolded? And do you feel this is a game-changing shift for New Japan Pro Wrestling overall? Because I feel like it is. You're getting a women's wrestler in your new women's division who is not old, who's in their prime. This is not like you're grabbing someone that's been gone for some time. It's not like they grab and all credit to her, AJ Lee. It's not like they're grabbing an AJ Lee out of retirement and saying, all right, AJ Lee, you got to go and carry this women's division. No, they're grabbing a woman whose last major appearance was really at WrestleMania. We saw her at WrestleMania. She won the women's tag team titles. Yeah, she did a couple other things here or there, but we've seen this woman in her prime, and she's still in her prime, entering New Japan Pro Wrestling, a new company with a new women's division, and she's probably not done. She says she's going on a worldwide tour, but I just want to know your guys' thoughts on the whole Sasha Banks situation. Kaden, what are your thoughts on this situation with Sasha Banks and just in general? Like, what do you think is going to happen moving forward?
Look, she walked out of Raw with Naomi. I stand fully by what they did. I understand why they did it. I'm glad that somebody did it. Somebody had the balls to finally walk out over some bullshit creative. I'm really happy about that. I thought she would originally I thought she was not going back. Then when Hunter took over, I thought, okay, she's probably going to go back. They didn't want to pay her according to the reports, and so she left. So good for her. I'm glad that she's happy doing what she's presumably happy doing what she's doing across the world. I'm interested to see if she ends up signing with AEW. That's kind of the next big thing is she going to officially sign there? And I don't think we know yet if she's actually signed to New Japan or if she's on a per appearance. So there's a lot of interesting things here, especially with being on the idea of a woman being signed to New Japan is just odd because I believe that would be the first ever because everybody else signed to Stardom. So that's why I don't think that she's actually signed. I think it's a per appearance with New Japan to do that. I'd probably just the Battle in the Valley, and then maybe they put the title on her, and then she can do the big shows like Dominion and Super Tag League, Wrestling Dontaku, all those shows, like their bigger shows, Power Struggle. But I don't think that she's actually fully signed I don't think she's signed to a full long-term contract yet. I think that's still something we're going to see in the future.
Steve, what are your thoughts on the whole Sasha Banks situation?
I'm happy for her. I'm happy for the fact that, she's taking a gamble basically on herself. Like you said before, I think others said before as well, going to a promotion, but let's face it, they're still new when it comes to women's wrestling. I know Stardom's been around for so long, and the fact that, yes, New Japan is trying to put a spotlight on this women's division. Yes, you have names like a Kairi or a Maru Iwatani. I apologize if I butchered the name. I apologize. All right. But you need someone whose name carries weight. to take it to that next place. And Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, however you want to refer to her as, carries weight. And I just look forward to seeing what she does next.
I'm in the same boat as you guys. And really, to be honest, I'm tired of these fans that are so mad that she left. Look, if you're upset that Sasha will no longer wrestle for the World Wrestling Entertainment Incorporation, that's on you. All right. You can go out there. You can watch other wrestling promotions. It's fine. There's more than just one. But to me, when people take it so personally and they start saying, oh, why are you doing this? You'll never become a big star. You're not a needle mover. You're not this. You're not that. It's like, man, you are the motherfuckers. And I don't care if I curse on here. This is my show. I'll say this. You are the motherfuckers that have never, ever had self-respect in your life. You don't respect yourselves, and you never had the balls to leave a place because you felt disrespected. I remember one time I worked at a job, and I was up for a promotion, and I thought I was going to get this promotion, and I didn't get the promotion. You know why I didn't get that promotion, boys? They told me I was too negative. They said, Chase, you're too negative. You bring a negative atmosphere. You know what I said? I said, screw that. You call me negative? I literally said, okay, put my 2 weeks in. I left that place. I didn't even finish my 2 weeks. I just left. I just said, screw it. I'm leaving. And guess what? Guess who still calls? That same place. They call me. They need me. They say, hey, Chase, how you doing? You want to come back? You people need to understand the door to WWE is always going to be there. It's always going to be there. The thing is, you need to understand this is about respect. This is about also not only getting respect from the company you work for. This is about being self-respecting to yourself. That you people are the ones that don't have the balls to leave whatever bad situation you're in to make a better one. And people will give the excuses. I can't do that. I can't do that. I have this. You know how many times the people who say I can't end up not doing what they can do? You guys are so filled with this negative energy that you just don't know how to live your lives positively. And that's on you. That is on you because you're not willing to take a chance. Trust me, there's times where I've been flat out broke and there was no reason I should have quit a job because I was working, but I quit because I did not think they had my best interest in mind. And no, that's not me being selfish or spoiled. No, that's just me knowing my self-worth. Once you realize your self-worth, you people who are mad at what Sasha Banks is doing, you guys will understand your self-worth. You guys will say, you know what? I get why she left now. It's not disrespectful what she did. If you want to be disappointed, you can be disappointed because you can't see her on WWE anymore. But that's on you if you don't want to go out and watch other wrestling promotions. That's on you. It's not on anyone else. Steve, you were going to say something. What you have to say, my brother?
I remember myself in October leaving my retail job. I just couldn't take it no more. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. And I hear from time to time, yeah, man, it's still the same old shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm. And you did it because I was self-respect. You probably were like, man, why should I leave this job? It's extra money. It's extra spending money. I can actually use this job just for, fuck around money and stuff. But you say, screw it, man. Why should I stay at this place if they're not going to respect me?
Facts.
And Kaden, this is a lesson to you too, man. I'm just saying, self-respect, man. Like, don't matter, man. I always tell people, money will come. Money will come. And the thing is, those who respect themselves end up seeing the end result. Man, when I left that job, I didn't have no fallback plan. I left the job and I had no job. And then I started applying. 2 weeks later, I got a new job. That's just how it works. Sometimes life works that way. And it's the energy that you put out. The energy you put out leads to the results. And I'm happy for Sasha Banks. I'm happy for Mercedes Moné. Look, she could, I see the tweets all the time. She can do anything. She doesn't need to do wrestling. She could easily pursue a career as a model, easily pursue a career as an actress. But guess what? She loves professional wrestling. And I hope New Japan Pro Wrestling, and if she does go to AEW, Tony Khan are ready for that passion. Because Mercedes Moné is going to give you that passion. And if you show her passion the right way, it will lead to good results. She is a great women's wrestler. She's a transcended star. Her, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, those are transcended stars. You have one now. And they could lead to more people saying, oh, this is why it's good to have another wrestling promotion out there. Kaden, do you have anything in this life lesson before we talk about IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match?
No, I don't have any life lessons.
Yeah, I'm just tired of these motherfuckers that are pocket watching Sasha, being all like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, what a mistake. Like, shut up. Y'all idiots. Y'all have never done anything in your life. But anyways, moving on from those morons, let's talk about the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match. Quite possibly, by most people, excluding myself, because I'm a little bit different on some things. Everyone's match of the year. I've even seen claims that this is the match of the decade, which I'm like, wow, this is a young decade. It's 2023. We still have like 7 more years in this decade. But a lot of people were thrilled with the result of the Final Fantasy Kenny Omega taking on the assassin Will Ospreay, the Billy Goat himself. Tremendous match between both men, delivered on all accounts, and we got ourselves a new IWGP US champion with Kenny Omega. Kaden, what were your thoughts on this matchup between Omega versus Ospreay? Is this Omega's best match? Is this Ospreay's best match?
It's definitely Ospreay's best match to me. Omega, you could make the argument. It's really like the main one I point out to is the tag match, Omega and Hangman versus the Bucks, which was my favorite match one of my favorite matches up until this point. So, and this immediately goes into my top 5. I don't know where I'll end up being with it in the future, but I watched it again. I watched it twice already. I immediately had to watch it again today just to relive it because of how great it was. If you saw me, I was on the Fightful watch along, we did the watch along on Fightful Overbooked for Wrestelkingdom, and I was just gasping. I was yelling everything. I was like 10 seconds ahead of other people, so I don't want to spoil anything. So I'm just like yelling at the top of my lungs. The entrances were great, coming out to the One-Winged Angel theme as Sephiroth for Kenny Omega. Will Ospreay getting the rights back and being able to use Elevated was amazing. I'm a Will Ospreay mark, so I was so happy that he got to use Elevated again. It's a great theme, and it was just like a really nice moment to see the return of the
crowd. The crowd popped for that when they heard Elevated, and they go, they went crazy. They knew it was coming.
Elevated to the sky. Whoa.
I'm so elevated. Yeah.
It's such a good theme, and I'm so happy to have, like, I hope like the New Japan the United Empire theme he's been using. I like that theme, but if he can use Elevated again, like, feed it to me. Just like Kenny, if Kenny can get Devil's Cry. If he can get Devil's Cry back.
Devil's Sky.
Yeah, Devil's Sky. Battle Cry is the other one.
That was the only bummer of the theme. Like, I like that he came out to the Sephiroth theme. That's fine, but I wish it would have been the prelude to the Sephiroth theme, and then it went into Devil's Sky, and then I was
Devil's Sky.
I miss Devil's Sky.
Like when he won, I thought, okay, that's where we're gonna get Devil's Sky, and we didn't get it, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, we got it during the press conference though, so I'll take it. Maybe he can have it back now though, like, because I'm pretty sure New Japan has the rights to it. So now that he went back and he did that, we know that he's on good terms. Maybe New Japan will let him use it, because he used Battle Cry on Dark, but that's the only time he's used Battle Cry since he came back from the suspension, because he was using it before for the trios matches, but he hasn't technically, besides Dark, he hasn't used that since All Out. So I could see him when it goes back to doing singles, maybe using Devil's Sky again, especially because he has the IWGP US Championship. I think that's a big component in a lot of this.
I say if it's a New Japan show, he uses Devil's Sky. If he's an AEW show, he uses Battle Cry. Steve, for you, is this the best Will Ospreay match, and is this the best Kenny Omega match?
I think this is the best Will Ospreay showing, even though if you watch it, it's like he just got his ass handed to most of the match. I said on the watch along, this is probably better than Omega Okada won.
Which watch along, Steve? Were you on the Fightful Over watch along?
I was on the True Heel Heat watch along.
Yeah, you got to promote the brothers. Come on.
Sorry, it's been a long day. Okay, it's been a long day.
Come on, man.
And I will be honest, I did not rewatch it. I felt like there's certain matches we just watch one time because you just don't feel the same, thrill and excitement when you watch it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In my opinion. Of course, it is what it is. I know Kaden watched it twice. That's fine, But again, Will Ospreay took an ass whooping in this match. I want to believe that at Forbidden Door 1, this would have been the match had Kenny, been at 100%. This would have been the match we would have gotten, But things happen. It is what it is. Kenny got the win. He's the U.S. champ. He's going to be sticking around in Japan for a little bit.
He can't stick around in Japan for a bit. He has a match.
I know. Factor in, he's going to come back to the States with a little welt under his eye and some hardware. But I do believe we'll see this again, probably at Forbidden Door 2. Or there's some people saying, in San Jose, like, no, wait it out. Just wait it out. Don't do the rematch right away.
I mean, they're stacking up that San Jose card. I wouldn't be surprised if they put it on there because that looking like a big card, to be honest. But this is not the best Omega match. Come on, let's stop disrespecting the GOAT of pro wrestling. Okada versus Omega 2. Come on, guys, stop it. And this isn't the best Ospreay match because once again, let's stop disrespecting the GOAT of pro wrestling. Okada versus Ospreay G1 finals of this past year. Let's stop disrespecting. Let's stop disrespecting now, real quick, and just respect the fact that Okada's the GOAT. But also, this match was really damn good. I'm happy to have seen it. I really felt that this was the most hard-hitting Ospreay match I've seen because, Ospreay has had some hard-hitting matches, especially against Shingo, but this was like the most hard-hitting one. And my favorite spot is literally when Kenny Omega's like trying to hit him through the door or the table. I say the door because it reminds me of that scene from, what was that movie? Here's Johnny. And
he said like, that. He said, here's Kenny. He put his head through it.
Yeah, no, I forgot the name of the movie though. God, what's the
Shining?
Of that movie? The Shining. There we go. I'll have like the thing. I think WWE did a mock poster of that once with Edge. Edge had that like a Backlash poster or something and stuff. But I that was like my favorite spot of the match. But it was good. I felt the commentary was also really good. I felt this was Don Callis' best workout commentary. I was like into the commentary by Don Callis. The way that he was like hiding information about Kenny Omega. He's mentioning all these little fun facts about Kenny and stuff. Like it felt like a big fight. It really felt like a big fight, and it felt like it delivered on like the huge expectation. Because honestly, this match could have easily like not delivered on the expectations, and I felt it hit the expectations to that point. Like it was a great home run. It was what you wanted these guys to do when they were up to bat. Like you wanted these guys to hit a home run. Some will say a grand slam. For me personally, look, it's not my match style. Like that's just pretty much it. Ospreay will never be like one of those guys that's gonna chase Oliver Fave 5. But do I appreciate his hard work in the ring? Absolutely. I like Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi matches. I liked Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. I even liked when Will Ospreay and Ricochet were doing all that crazy stuff. Not Ricochet. Will Ospreay and Kota Ibushi. I like that match too. But Ospreay's just not one of my favorites. But he is a good, really, really good wrestler. And then same with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega, not really a Chase Oliver guy, but I think he puts on good matches. I like some of his matches with Ishii. I like some of his matches with Okada. Obviously, I think all his Okada matches are great. Matches with Tanahashi, matches with Naito. Kenny Omega knows how to deliver. Hell, my favorite AEW match of all time, Kaden mentioned it earlier, the Revolution Tag Team title match between, guess what, a team I don't like and the Young Bucks. The only person I like in that match is Heyman Adam Page. And that's Heyman Adam Page's best match of his whole career too. So this is not my style of match, but I really, really enjoyed it. I was able to enjoy it for what it was. And for you guys, might be your match of the year. For me, really, really great. Great stuff. Not my match of the year. I'm not going to go Meltzer and give it 7 stars and say, this will change your life if you see it. But, if I want people to get into Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, guess what match I'm showing them? I'm showing them this match right here because it's in a good time frame and it's with the two best wrestlers in their respective primes going at it and putting on a great showcase. That's what I got to say about that match.
There's a moment in the match where I literally got up from my seat, like, yo. Like, when I think it was when they're on the top rope and he DDT'd him on steel. I'm like, bro, I got up like, yo, what am I watching? What the fuck am I watching right now?
Well, that's how I was during the long, tumultuous feud of Jay White and Kazuchika Okada, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match, as my GOAT, my pound-for-pound king, became Mr. Two-Time, the first ever two-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion in a hard-hitting, emotional battle with Jay White. Oh, man. Okay, so here's the thing. This is for the motherfuckers that say, New Japan, you guys don't know how to tell any stories. This is a story if you actually paid attention. This is a long-term story between student and teacher, between a guy in Okada who brought Jay White into chaos. Jay White was being promoted by the Bullet Club. Like, the Bullet Club were trying to get Jay White in. Y'all remember that promo, Kenny Omega? He goes, hey, man, you remind me of a young version of myself. Come join us. Come join us. And then he betrayed Bullet Club, and Okada was like, man, I like that moxie. I like that savvy that you show, Jay White. Come join Chaos. Come join this group. Okada pretty much raised this young lion, made him into the man he is today, and he betrays him and steals his manager and becomes the leader of the Bullet Club. And then Okada has never really gotten his revenge. And Jay White still, always feeling like he's in that Okada shadow, that he will never get rid of that shadow. So it was like a battle between, and like Jay White's a very sympathetic, villain in this situation. Like, you kind of feel for the dude. You're like, yeah, I get where Jay White's coming from. That guy Okada's always on top. But Jay White, it always feels like he's in the shadow. Despite Jay White proving that he can beat Okada, they never say Jay White is on the same level. And this match right here, the storytelling was beautiful. The last 5 minutes, just beautiful. Just beautiful. I was getting up from my seat. I couldn't, when Okada hit the Blade Runner, I lost it. I was like, oh, he hit the Blade Runner. He hit the Blade Runner. I was like, oh my God, beautiful. And then the Rainmaker for the 1, 2, 3. The crowd was into it. This is why I love this match a little bit more. I think because, Omega and Ospreay, great wrestling match for in the ring. But overall wise, I felt this match just had, like, especially if you follow the story, it just hit a little bit harder. Maybe I'm just a huge Okada mark. Maybe that's why. Kaden, what did you think of the main event?
I liked the main event, but I'll be honest, I have to go and watch it again. I think it was a disservice to put this after Kenny and Ospreay, especially at this match started at like 5:30 a.m. for me. So I was just exhausted too and out of it. So this will get a rewatch from me today, tomorrow, sometime soon. But I can't, I don't want to give full thoughts besides saying I liked it, but I can't say a lot on it just because I genuinely don't remember most of this match because I was about to fall asleep.
Steve, did you ever rewatch it, or were you like Kaden? You were about to.
I was getting there, but I was watching it. I was watching the match. I kind of agree. People were saying, "Oh man, that match should have gone, first and all that stuff, main event, what have you." And I felt like, what Okada about to say, hold my beer.
He did.
Hold my beer. Watch this. I felt like he definitely channeled his inner Antonio Inoki near the end there. He channeled it very well. And it rightfully so. If there's anyone that's going to take Inoki's moves, it's going to be Okada. Let it be. But yeah, I mean, the story was right there. Okada finally got the win. Now the 2-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Everything about it was great. Yeah, even that little interruption by fucking hell, Shingo Takagi. They're gonna probably run it back, so there's that too.
Yeah, it should be a good match. Him and Shingo had a really good match not too long ago. What Wrestle Kingdom? It was one of the 2-night Wrestle Kingdom.
It was last year's Wrestle Kingdom.
It was last year. Oh
Okada,
Okada. That's when Okada from him. Yeah, he came out with the old V4 version of the belt, and he was like wearing that, and then he tossed it to the side, and he grabbed the weird Vanguard looking belt. That's what that belt reminds me of. Do you know Bushiroad's trading card game that they try to promote, Card Fight Vanguard? That's what it looks like. It looks like the Vanguard logo and stuff. That's what I feel like that belt looks like. It's made for the card fight game than it is for the professional wrestling company that they run. Come on, Bushiroad. Bring back the nice looking belt. My favorite belt design of all time, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship version number 4. That was my favorite.
Like a belt.
It was beautiful. It looked heavy too. It actually looked like
you see them on eBay.
I might buy a cheap one, man. I might buy like the $200 one that will break on me.
I went to an indie show a year ago or so, and they were selling it, but it was like a crappy version of it.
No.
They're like, yeah, don't buy it. I was gonna break within a month. I'm like, nah, I'm good then. For like $500. I'm like, yeah, I'm bugging. $500. I'm good.
Did you guys ever catch anything from those post press conferences at all, or no?
I haven't gotten to go back and look at them.
So pretty much the only ones that I say are noteworthy are Mercedes Moné and Will Ospreay. Moné pretty much just said that she's going to go on a world tour. This isn't her final stop, so that should be exciting. And Ospreay cut a really, really damn good emotional promo. He's all bloodied up, and he said, "You know what? I got to go for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and if I can't win that, I am done here. It's time for me to move on if I can't win that belt." Unfinished business for the Billy Goat Will Ospreay, and really that's going to be a good story to tell. Will Ospreay, like when you look at, he's probably he would be like, if he wins the G1, he's won almost everything in New Japan, right? If he wins the G1, because like he's won almost every other belt besides an accomplishment besides that.
New Japan Cup, did he win that, Kaden? I don't think he's won the New Japan Cup.
He did 2021 New Japan Cup.
Okay, fair enough.
No, wait.
I know.
I think he did, because I think he won, then he took the belt off of Kota.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't he fight Kota Ibushi?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that would have been when he took I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's when he took the belt off of Kota.
You know, it's crazy though, as well. Like, you know, Okada's been in the main event of a Tokyo Dome since 2015.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, you know, he maybe have a couple left in him. Just the level of the intensity of his match that he's gone through over the years, and especially at Tokyo Dome, you would think eventually gonna start winding it down.
He kind of does wind it down though, like when it's like after he does the Osaka J Hall show and the Dominion and stuff. Like he kind of does wind it down a little bit, doesn't he? He does wind it down.
Besides
tag matches
when he's not doing, like he does in the beginning of the year, he'll do a lot because you have new beginning. You have up until the G1. I think there's like 3 or 4 or about Dominion, and then you have a month off usually, and then you go into the G1. After the G, like obviously you kill your body in the G1, but then after that, you don't have to do anything the rest of the year. Usually, like some people, like if you're the champion, which I think he'll be the champion by the time the G1 rolls around. You don't have to do anything. Like you can work the multi-mans, which is usually what you do. But usually you won't have a match at Tag League. You won't have a match at Battle Autumn because they're building for your main event at the Dome.
Yeah.
Basically from like September or like mid-September until you get to Wrestle Kingdom, you're kind of just vibing if you're a top guy.
You know, I said, you know, earlier, you know, last year, you know, when Okada won the second time, he about to three-peat it next year. But with the story of, you know, Will Ospreay, I think he might win it this year. He might win. I
think Ospreay wins the G1 and then finally gets the win over Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, me neither, man. There's three sayings in life. Okada wins. LOL.
Roman wins. LOL.
Cena wins. LOL. And that's where Okada's at right there. The Okada wins. LOL. The greatest of all time. The GOAT, the pound for pound, best wrestler today, Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker.
Word. We shall see. We shall see.
Steve, where can the wonderful people find you?
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys can find me on Twitter at HeelSteven. You can subscribe to the Around the Point Network, where we are basically going live every single day, 5 days a week. We'll be recapping Wrestle Kingdom as well this coming Friday on Around the Point at 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Kaden, where can wonderful people find you? What do you got on the docket?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Kaden, KADEN_FTW. You can find me on Fightful Overbooked. Usually I'm on FMC every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If I'm awake, I'll be on that show. You can also find me on True Heel Heat watch-alongs, True Heel Sports watch-alongs, and on the Around the Point Network.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. Make sure you guys hit the follow on the Spotify feed and to subscribe on YouTube. Comment down below your thoughts on anything that we talked about here on this episode. In the description box down below is to the Around the Point Network and also True Heel Heat Sports and True Heel Heat Wrestling channel. Please check those out. Support my friend Justin from SpinebusterTees.com. Support a Black-owned business. Justin Davison has some fun, unique wrestling t-shirts for you to buy there. Thank you, Kaden. Thank you, Steve, for joining me. As always, this is Chase Oliver. You have been chilling with Chase. Remember, guys, just like our former Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. Yow.